Last time on Incorrigible Party. Reunited at the keep, Rumkey and Happy recount their night, having found a Trinity drug house. Formulating a plan to stake it out for more information under the cover of darkness. The party has the rest of the day to kill. Kylea writes Zalmo's task reports. Opal plans to research the Mineralis flower, while Hellcruck, Rumkey, and Happy attempt to repair the damaged carriage before returning it to Lehan's.
You want me to go with you? Or you want to take care of this on your own? I mean, I won't laugh if Lehan gives you, a scolding.
Maybe it'd be good to have someone else there with me to, maybe you can sort of back up the story I'm gonna try and come up with.
I'll make it believable.
You know, I kind of picture like Happy being glued to Rumkey's hip now after the other night. So I think he would have probably accompanied the two of you. Not that he's much help fixing the wagon at all, but I think he's pretty getting pretty attached to Rumkey right now.
They're on a shared umbilical cord of stupid. They're twins. They're twinning.
We're watching each other's back. We're helping each other. We're drug buddies.
You've seen some things.
Drug buddies.
We've done some things together. Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Okay, so the three of you can kind of hitch the horses back up and get this thing up the slanted slipway and out towards Lehan's.
On the ride there, I would kind of explain to them what my thinking is for the story I'm going to tell for how this happened, which is that Kylea Seishodal was feeling really restless and wanting to go back out of town to try and investigate more of what she could to find out about maybe a way to get back home or find out more information about home. She thought that last time she went for her walkabout, thought that she saw something that she recognized out there, kind of got a glimpse of it and wanted to go back and investigate again. And then we ran into giant folk. So there'll be a kernel of truth amongst the lies. I'm hoping that works.
All right, you pull the wagon into the carriage services, and like immediately, you kind of the state of it kind of catches the eye of some of the other workers that like they're kind of like repairing some other wagons and carriages and stuff like that, right? And like they kind of like rush over and basically take the wagon off of your hands, right? They can help you unhook the horses and that kind of stuff. Do you want to seek Lehan out? I mean, you told him yesterday that you would be here this morning for a shift, so you're technically outstanding on a shift that you told him you would work.
Yeah.
About that.
That's going to be part of the story, I think. That
You're not going to be Employee of the Month on the wall this time.
No. Yeah, I will go talk to Lehan and explain kind of what happened.
Listen, fellas. Lehan's usually a pretty reasonable fella, and I've known him for quite a while, but he might be a little bit ticked off because, I really didn't show up this morning to help out around the place like I said I was going to, and now I brought back a busted up carriage. So, anyway, I'll do my best to smooth things over, but I may hang around here for the rest of the evening to do what I can to help out and work, and then I could meet up with you.
Hey, why don't you just tell Lehan you got a little sidetracked and you brought us along to help? I need something to do. What about you there, Happy? We can lend a hand to catch you up.
I'm happy to put in a bit of sweat equity. Like I said, I was feeling a little rambunctious and cooped up.
Well, that'd be awful nice of you guys. I'd appreciate it, and that might help my cause a little bit with Lehan too. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this over with.
So I'll lead them over to where I would expect Lehan would typically be.
And yeah, you kind of find him like in his office kind of place where he seems to spend most of his time. And like he sees you. Oh, Crook, my boy, where in the hells have you been?
Oh, Lehan, let me tell you, I got a little bit of bad news. I'm real sorry for not showing up this morning like I said I would, but that's ties into the bad news a little bit, I'm afraid.
And as Happy and Rumpke come in after you, he sees Happy. Oh, I'm sorry, who are you again? As he talks to you, Halcock. Oh, yeah, Constable, I've never seen this man before in my life. I have no idea who he is.
No, it's okay, Lehan. He's a friend of mine. This is Happy, as maybe you know, and he's fallen on some hard times actually, so kind of helping him out a little bit, and well, he's offered to help us out too.
Well, hello again, Mr. Lehan. I assure you I'm not here in any official capacity, and don't believe I'll be doing anything in any type of official capacity ever again. Well, all right. So, anyway, my boy, you ran into some trouble. What's happening?
Yeah. So say you haven't noticed any unusual sightings of giant folk venturing out this way, have you?
No, giants. What are you going on about these giants again?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So, I promised Carlia that, the last time she went out of town over, westward there, kind of toward the giants, she's really not from around here, and I feel like she's real homesick, and she thinks there's something out there that's going to give her some clues as to maybe how she could find her way back home one day, so I felt bad and offered to take her. Anyway, long story short, there was giants out there, way closer to the city than they're supposed to be, and they attacked us. They tried to wave us down and stop us. I was afraid they were going to try and eat us alive. And, they smashed up the carriage real good while we were trying to get through them and escape. It was terrible. But, I'm a bit worried, they shouldn't be that close to the city. They looked like they were awful hungry, starving to death almost. Maybe they're kind of moving outside of their usual area that they live in, because they're running out of food.
We might have to put on a watch onto the horse fields, maybe. Look, did you see anybody else out there?
No, just we were by this kind of what would you call it, like a watchtower sort of thing almost, where some roads meet. You would know the place, I think. And out of nowhere came all these giant folk, and they tried to attack us. We narrowly got away from them, but no, that was about it. Why do you ask?
Oh, well, that's not good. We might be down 3 more wagons.
Uh-oh.
Well, we had some last-minute arrangement late last night after you'd stopped by. Shemp Hampleton, I think I mentioned him to you before. Well, he showed up again, a little ahead of his schedule. Except he wasn't by himself this time. He had about 10 other people all clad in some fancy, smancy-looking outfits, some armor. They were kind of mean-looking folks, really. Except for the one, though. He was the only one that introduced himself or really said anything. Oh, what was it? Damn. Vensis. Vensis Kaito. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, I mean, he said his name like I should have known who he was. But he said he's some envoy or something for the Veritas organization. So they took a couple wagons and a carriage and headed out of the city, out down the slanted slipway.
Oh boy, well, I don't know. With a little luck, they didn't run into the same folks that we did, but oh dear, I wonder what. They didn't really say what the purpose of. What were they doing?
I guess their usual. I mean, they loaded up a bunch of supplies and all these, the armored people that kind of filed into the carriage, and then they set off. Boy, I hope they sure return.
Isn't that kind of unusual though for a big group of heavily armored folks to go out for a delivery to the giant folk?
I mean, yeah, I had never seen anything like it. Been a long, long time since any Veritas showed up in Stormcape.
Well, that too. Like, why this fellow claims to be an envoy? Why is he going out towards the giant folk territory? Doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe these giants you ran into, they were waiting for him. I don't know.
Could be. Either way, it wasn't pretty, and we narrowly escaped. Thankfully, the horses weren't injured, and we didn't really get roughed up too bad either. The carriage took most of the brunt of it, but yeah, I do think we need to keep a much closer eye on the horses. If these giant folk are coming more and more closer this way, especially if they're running out of food, they might see the horses as a good meal.
Oh boy, this is one thing after another around here. Things haven't been going quite as good as they should be. If we lose these 3 wagons, we might be in a bit of trouble.
Well, at the very least, me and these 2 of my friends here, we're gonna help do as much work as we can to repair this wagon, get it back on the road, and make up for the work that I, missed this morning. I wonder, Lehan, could we come up with... Do we have the personnel to do a bit of a night watch, maybe? To put someone on duty to keep a lookout with the horses each night? Make sure there's no unusual folks rustling around, messing with the horses.
Well, we're gonna have to find them, I guess. Maybe we can get some more of them kids from the orphanage.
Maybe. I would hate to put them in any danger, but, we could at least have someone on watch duty and they could sound the alarm if anything is up, and I think that's a good idea.
All right, look, I'll get that all sorted out. Look, I know who I can go and talk to. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about a thing. I'll make sure that's all fine. We'll keep these horses going. But look, if you're all here to work, you know where the shovels are.
Yep, yeah, I sure do.
Lehan, happy to shovel your shit for you. Do have a question, though. These Veritas guys, they look like me?
Well, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
Little guy. I put my hand right at my head height. Dwarves.
No dwarves. The Kaido guy was a human.
What kind of armor were they wearing?
Oh, I don't know, some kind of splint or something. I'm no expert, but they all had this encircled cross thing on their chests.
You didn't happen to see what they had and they were putting in the cart they had, just delivering out to wherever they were going.
Oh, I don't know. They were all covered crates and stuff. I wasn't really asking questions. They handed over quite a bit of gold, to be honest.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Everybody's gotta make a living.
Look, if they ever come back, you want me to make some kind of introduction or something? What's the interest?
No, I just, I ran into one of these guys, Veritas guys. I'm just curious who they were, what they were doing here.
Okay.
Where's your shovels?
Hellcracker could take you around back.
Right this way, Rumpke. Happy. I'll show you guys the ropes around here. It's good to see that everything's okay here, Lehan, and like I said, I'll do my best to try and be around as often as I can to help keep an eye on things and keep the horses safe.
Like I said, don't worry about the horses. I'll get the extra people. I'll make sure they're all looked after, okay? They're our livelihood, after all.
Yeah, no, I know. I wonder if I could maybe invest a little bit of time in giving them some self-defense classes. I think that might go a long way too, in case anything bad ever goes down here. They could put up a bit of a fight if I'm not around.
All right, look, my boy, I'm gonna level with you here. These extra people that I'm planning on bringing in, I would advise you not to be anywhere near them when they're on shift, okay? I don't think it would be a good idea for you to be around when they are.
Oh, what do you mean, Lehan?
I don't know if you really want to get into this right now.
Okay, well, let's put a pin in it, and we can talk later.
Well, no, don't take the pin out. Who are they?
Look, I know you've been in here, you and Kylie have been in here a couple of times, asking me about brick and stone and all these people, and I'm sorry I had to lie to you for your own good. to keep you safe.
You're hiring Trinity guys?
Well, hiring is probably not the right word for it, honestly.
Oh, Lehan, you don't want to get messed up with those guys. They're bad news. What's going on? They twisting your arm or something?
It's a really, really long story. You sure you want to hear it?
Is there a short version?
Well, not one that would make any sense.
Oh, okay. Never mind me. Yeah, I've got time. Maybe we can walk and talk, and I can get some work done while I'm listening.
Well, it all started when I was a young man arriving in
Of
Stormgate.
course. Knew that was
Bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yep, that's me. There I am getting off a ship from Darag into Stormgate Bay, and I was looking for a fresh start. You know, I got befriended by this guy named Leopold Trues. He was this, up-and-coming city guard at the time. And, you know, in another life, I bet he'd be guard captain and not that Ponce Lakely we have now. I guess if things had been different, you know. He was a pretty talented guy all around. You know, he dabbled in some magic, a hell of a fighter. He was a great singer, too, always humming to himself, stuff like that. He could have done anything he wanted, you know. Anyways, he seemed to be pretty well connected, helping me out as I'm new to the city, landing me a job as a driver with, one of the small carriage outfits in the city, speedy and spacious wagons. They only had about 8 or so wagons running around the city, but they were good people. They treated me good. You know, back then, there was all kinds of taxi and transport services in the city. Let's see, I had speedy and spacious, of course. Then there was, 4 wheels and a horse. That's right. Let's see, skip the streets. And rock and roll. That one didn't last too long, though. What with their wagons being way too heavy for the horses to pull every day, you know. Oh, old Bocce. He was a character. You would have loved him, Hellcook. He was a character, but he thought he could revolutionize the industry with a tougher and sturdier carriage made completely out of stone. I tell you, the Mason Assembly had a hell of a time making those things for him.
Good for business for them, I suppose.
Is there a medium-length story you can tell?
Oh, this is a medium length.
Oh, God.
No, it's okay, Rumke. I'm starting to get into this.
Anyways, a few years go by. I get promoted a couple times at Speedy and Spacious. Eventually, I kind of got to a spot like you're in now, Hellcruck. You know, a second to the throne type thing. That's probably why I like you so much, Hellcruck. Is you remind me of me back then, though I was much, much, much younger than you are now. But that's when the shite really hit the stables. Everything changed. You know, I'm out one night, taking fares. Awful, terrible, rainy night. And you know as well as I do, Hellcruck, poor weather can make a day's ride unpredictable. And I'm not usually the superstitious type, my boy, but those kind of days, they're a bad omen if you ask me. So I pick up this one guy out by the waterway. Real scary looking fella, all right? And you get used to, people walking around armed and armored in a big city like Stormcape, right? You see all kinds of things. The Veritas, they don't stand out too much in their armor, right? Look at some of you folks, the way you run around. But I ain't never seen an axe like the one this guy had. It was gnarly looking. So he says he wants me to take him up to the plateau. Can you believe it? He didn't look like no pompous aristocrat to me. So, I obviously told him only supply wagons make the cliffs run, but I was happy to drop him off at the plateau lift, Again, it didn't look like he could pay for the trip up there. He says, drop him as close to the cliffs run as I can get. And he tosses me a few copper pieces, not even anywhere near enough for the fare. Gets out and starts making his way up the switchbacks. It was all just so strange. I headed over to see Leopold at the guard shack right away. I filled him in on all this stuff. So he and his guard buddies, they got a little uppity about it. Sent out a few of them to track this guy down. Leopold, he got messed up real bad dealing with this guy. All cut up everywhere across his face and body. If you ask me, he got off lucky. A bunch of guards died that night. And, I didn't see any of this fighting, but I was there in the aftermath. I charged my carriage up there, helped pull people out, throw them in the back, and get them over to the Lathander's Grace Hospital. I even got interviewed for the Storm's Herald. You bet you could find a quote from back then. Now, I couldn't tell you what I said. This was 60 years ago. Take that for a great assault. Now, it took almost 15 guards to take this guy down. They fought their way all the way up to the plateau. And this axe man, ultimately, going over the edge of the cliff. And as far as I know, they never recovered the body. But I do remember them making an ID on the guy. Oh, hells, I can't remember anything from 6 months ago, let alone 6 decades, but I can't remember what his name was, but I do remember he was a farmer. And they're all part of that agricultural efficiencies group, I also remember the AEG was not happy about one of their members acting all crazy like that, killing people. I heard they kicked out his widower and their kid, just completely abandoned them, Well, I hate to say, but for my pal Leopold, he wasn't ever the same after that. He got all messed up, And not just the way he looked either. Like, he never mentally recovered. So they transferred him out of the city watch. He became a prison guard. Even changed his name. We lost touch pretty quick after that. But, another few years go by and he shows up at Speedy and Spacious. Scars now kind of upraised all over his face, and he tells me he never forgot what I did that night, getting him out of there. And that he was going to repay me this favor. Like I told him, I wasn't expecting nothing. I was just glad that he was okay, and I hope that we could catch up and reconnect after the few years of no contact. Well, it turns out he still had some of those connections, and turns out they were connections with not so many nice folks, So 2 weeks later after I see him, my boss robbed and killed, home invasion. Apparently, he left the business to me and all his assets. I couldn't believe it. 2 months after that, and some more fishy stuff started happening with all the rival carriage providers. 4 wheels burned to the ground, skipped the streets, evicted for skipping out on their rent, even though the owners swore up and down that he paid on time. One by one, they were all run out of business, one way or the other, until all that was left was me, Speedy and Spacious. Then old Leopold showed up again. Said dealing with poor Ren made us even, but now all the rest of this stuff that was going on meant that I owed him. He handed me over a piece of parchment. I still got it in my desk somewhere. Had me sign it. Exclusive rights in dealing with Lehan's carriage services to operate in Storm Cape City. That meant nobody else could set up shop and try to compete for 100 more years. I couldn't believe it. So I had to sign it. And I relocated the operation out here outside of the city to, hopefully put some distance away from whatever the heck's Leopold had going on. But it wasn't far enough. We're not that far. But Leopold came knocking. Cash in on whatever favor he says that I owed him. And, well, that's how come we're all tied up with the Trinity, Gruck. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you before, my boy. Look, back then, Trinity didn't even exist. Leopold has been running the show ever since. This is what things have snowballed into. I've been in it since the beginning. You gotta understand, there's nothing I can do. So, when our wagons go out of business, it means their business is out of business, and it's not good for anybody.
Oh, Lehan, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that you're not the type of person who would be seeking out or be interested in getting tangled up with people like the Trinity, but man, oh man, what are we gonna do about this? We gotta somehow, we gotta break you free of these bonds that they got you trapped under. this Trinity business is no good. It's no good for you. It's no good for the city.
But boy, no. Look, this is my problem. I've been in it for decades. I figured keeping you in the dark was gonna be the best, given your history, especially with the guard. I guess I thought I could keep you safe from all the Trinity involvement, and I was kind of hoping once you took over and I was gone, like all this shite would just die with me, I guess that's a little naive to think that way, but I don't know what we could do. We're in it, Hellcrook. No, just keep this in the room, huh? Let's not.
Yeah. No. It's it just bothers me. That's all. I'm not gonna go sharing this with people, but I feel like something needs to be done. You're probably not the only, upright, good person, business owner who's having their arm twisted behind their back by these bad actors, these Trinity folks. I don't like it. I wish we could just rid the city of them somehow. But there's so many of them. They got their fingers in so many pies.
And maybe for now, it's a good idea if you just let us know when Brick and the crew are going to be here, so Hellcrook can steer clear of this situation.
Oh, I mean, I doubt they're gonna send this Brick guy. They'll just send some flunkies. That's all I need. But like I say, they'll only send them because vested interest in our services is a vested interest in theirs.
Yeah. I understand. Well, I trust your judgment, Lehan, and I mean, I guess let's hope it doesn't become a regular thing that they're here all the time, because this is my home too. I don't want to be a stranger around the carriage services. It's a part of me.
I know. And look, I still want you to take over someday, and I don't want you to inherit all of my bad choices. But I don't know if Leopold's gonna let me go, anytime soon. I mean, look how long it's been. You don't think I'd try to get rid of him? I tried everything you could think of, aside from faking my own death.
I don't doubt it, Lehan, but I'll lay low and stay away whenever they're going to be here, and maybe we can come up with some sort of solution in time.
All right, look, I'll give you a heads up and make sure they're only here, for the night shift or. Hey, if you know any other people, that maybe we don't need to rely so heavily on the Trinity. I just mean, it won't cost us any overhead if we get some of their guys in here. Is what I was just trying to save some money.
No, I understand, but yeah, maybe leave that with me. I'll look around, I'll ask around, put out some feelers. There's probably some people who are able-bodied and looking for work.
All right. Well, until then, maybe some of our day crew will ask if anyone wants to work a couple doubles. And look, I can keep an eye on the horses myself. I can be out there.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe Granny Nanny's got a couple other strong young kids who are looking for work too. That's a possibility.
All right, my boy. Constable, Rumpke, that feels really good to get off my chest. I feel lighter somehow.
Yeah, well, you're probably feeling light because your fly's a little bit low there, Lehan.
Well, I did have the first bowel movement in about 2 weeks as well, so that could be contributing too.
Hey, congratulations.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And, hey, look, if you talk to Kylea, just tell her I'm sorry I had to lie to her right to her face,
No, I think she'll understand. Thanks for trusting me, Lehan. I appreciate it.
All right, on to the shovels.
Kylea, you were taking care of the after-action reports for the prison and the body dump tasks. So, yeah, obviously the boys have left, leaving Opal and Kylea in the keep. Okay, so Opal, there is definitely enough time to put in one of those work days for the work week of research time. Like, you could easily get in 8 hours if you wanted to start that process right away.
Yeah, sure. We're not going out till it's dark anyway, right? So
exactly. The surveillance is going to happen, far later in the night. We're still in the early afternoon here. Okay, so an extra kind of tidbits of info about the research process. So there's kind of additional options you can have. Some of them might come with some risks, perhaps. That initial 25 gold pieces, as we discussed, is for basically getting access to like the collegiate library and kind of hush money as well for some people that might, see what you're researching, or if you're speaking to personnel and asking for books, obviously these people are going to know what you're asking for. So that's what that gold initially covers. Now, in addition, you could spend 15 gold pieces to hire a research aide for a day. And you can obviously hire, an aide for more than a single day, but it would be 15 gold pieces per day. And that day, the research aide, much like somebody helping you, like with the experimentation, if they're, trained with the proper tools, that's going to shed a day off of that work week. So basically, another 8 hours of that 40-hour chunk.
What if it's a family member and I convince them to do it for free?
You absolutely can. Anybody can help you research, including Kylea. So if Kylea wanted to also contribute to that, that would also reduce an 8-hour chunk of that 40 hours.
But
so
does Seishadal counteract that?
No. Seishadal doesn't counteract. And I did think, does Seishadal count as a second person? But they're still reading the same thing, right? Right, Emily? Kylea and Seishadal are looking at the same thing, basically.
Yeah, one set of eyeballs.
Yeah, they can't really be reading two different books. I did think of that. So, yes, you definitely have that option. Like, if Kylea wants to pitch in, you can kind of reduce the workload. Like I said, very much like the experimentation. Although, in the case of researching, all you need to know to research is to know how to read. So, Kylea knows how to read, thankfully.
Nice.
Probably the second best of the party, I would say, second to Opola.
Selma make sure all his kids knows how to read and write because it's easier to get out of jams that way.
Exactly. But he doesn't teach them. He trains the older kids to teach the younger kids.
Probably.
So the other option, as far as hiring a research aide, you can spend 50 gold pieces to hire a research aide for the whole work week. Now, this aide will not reduce the time spent during that work week. It won't reduce that 40-hour requirement, but it will guarantee that you get a single piece of information uncovered by the research. So your info gained, if you recall, at the end of the work week, you would make me an intelligence check, and depending on your role, would dictate how many pieces of information you get on the subject that you are researching, which would then equate into a bonus on any rolls you made when you were experimenting using that information. So this would change that formula to the D20 roll number plus 1, basically. So you could get, instead of maxing out at 3 pieces of information, with this hired aid, you could max out at 4, or potentially more, again, if you want to spend, a second aid.
Bro, you know how much money I have?
Hey, now, yes. Now, obviously, the funds is going to be a problem. We can also obviously say, if this is if we could consider this a party fund thing, which is not a problem, we'll just, retroactive say you've gathered funds, and I don't know how much the party has as a total to possibly contribute.
I can throw in a couple silver pieces.
Let's see. I currently have 23 gold pieces.
Yeah, I have 50, total, so.
I mean, I contribute 20 of my 23.
I will say, like I said, there are potential complications with bringing in additional people outside of the party, and or perhaps the Toggles Rocket family. After a completed work week, you will roll a D100 to see if your research has drawn any attention. Now, the percentage chance is going to be equal to the amount of gold that you've spent during that work week above your initial 25%. So, examples, if your 25 gold pieces to entry to just research on your own for a week, there's a 0% chance that you will attract any problems, because that's what the 25 gold pieces covers, basically, right?
Right, but each person, it's making a scene, and yeah.
Exactly. So if you spent 15 gold pieces for a research aid for a day to reduce your work week requirement, that would give you a 15% chance of complications at the end of the work week, because you've brought in this extra person. You've got more eyes on the topic that you are focusing on. So that's a potential risk for spending more more, just funneling money. Essentially, you're paying for time, right? You're paying to reduce time.
But it increased risk. So, with everyone gone and this not having been discussed really, like, I will be just doing the bare minimum starting today. Doesn't mean I couldn't later, like, decide to use money or we talk about pooling funds. But I'm just going to spend the 25 to study today.
Okay, that is quite all right and makes sense to me.
Opal, do you want to go to take the reports to Zalmo with us?
Will it take very long? I have lots of research.
We don't think so, and we'll help you with the research.
Okay, I'll come.
Okay, so the two of you, cross into the wares district. I assume you'd probably use, the same access way through the 15-foot, wooden perimeter around the desolate domain that Kaelia had showed the party when you initially got the invitation to dinner with Zalmo, and you can, walk up the hill to the keep that sits atop of it, and you'll find that. Perhaps a little peculiar, but Zalmo is not at home in the middle of the day, and the rest of the castle is, pretty much deserted, which isn't unusual. With most of the kids would be out earning, using whatever, their various methods in which they employ to do so for Zalmo and for the castle, etc. So it's the place is pretty well deserted right now. Did you want to leave the note in his office, or where would you like to drop off these papers?
Yes, we will fold them up and leave them on his desk, and Seychelles Dal will write, we need to talk, and then sign it Seychelles Dal.
So, obviously, Kylie, you've been in here before, but Opal's seeing this for the first time. Zalmo's office is this large space that basically what takes up most of the back wall is this darkly stained wooden desk. There's, a drawer on one side of it. Obviously, the seat tucked in underneath it is empty. The desktop itself is quite bare. Simple quill and ink pot with a blank writing pad are kind of neatly arranged on it, so you can just plop it right down on the desk if you'd like.
Opal, don't touch anything for your own safety.
What? It's just... What do you mean?
You just better safe. Don't touch.
Where's Zalmo during the day? Where is he?
We don't know. He has his own things he has to do.
Frickin' buyer's market again or something?
Let's go.
Opal kind of looking around as Kylie says, don't touch anything. Basically, what else is in this office is the rest of the walls are kind of lined with bookshelves. Each one is just packed with thick tomes. Kind of perusing the spines, perhaps you see many of them. They're concerning arcane studies. There's clearly a few Senta history books within. And then a small collection of fables and children's stories, although Kaelia certainly would know from hearing some of these read from the books firsthand that there are more in line with a Brothers Grimm type fairy tale aspects, right? Not shying away from depictions of and descriptions of violence and more adult-oriented themes, obviously meant to portray these brash warnings or morality lessons within the text itself. But okay, so you take your leave?
Yep.
Yeah. I want to try to clock a few things in the room or something, but
Well, so would you like to investigate?
No, I just want to try, when you're I should try to remember this. I just want to, I don't know. Seems like it would help at some point. I don't know.
Okay, so more like a picture of the room or some of the book titles that are displayed?
So, for instance, is there anything that shows an interest of Zalmo's, a hobby, a like, a dislike?
Nothing on the bookshelves outside of the topics of the books. And like I said, the desk itself is very plain. The one drawer on the right side of it has a lock on it, so it's not openable without jimming it or unlocking it somehow.
All right, let's go. Kaelia, have you ever been in the collegiate library?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best place to start, don't you?
Yeah, they have a lot of good books in there. There's this one about a guy. He gets his hand chopped off and gets it replaced by a hook.
Yeah.
And then he goes around and he scares people and people that park their carriage on the side street and he scrapes his hook along the carriage and scares them at night.
Weird. Maybe Hellcruck knows him? Or is this like a fairy tale?
We don't think it's true. Though some say it is.
I mean, those kind of stories seem really fun, but like maybe you could help me read about the flower.
Oh, yeah. We're just saying we've been there before because we've read those books.
Right. Or you could play lookout. That's fine too.
That sounds boring.
Well, you can like read your hook book next to me.
We can read the flower books.
Okay.
Okay, moving south to the Cognition District, you are able to gain access to the library. I mean, the campus itself, with the Arcanist College here, like basically from September to June, the city sees like this huge influx of students, obviously, that come from all over Senta to learn here and learn from the Arcanist Academia specifically. And at any time during the semesters, the enrollment for the college is like upwards of 50,000 students. So the campus is always like crowded. There's always, students everywhere whenever you're around this area. So I don't know if you were trying to blend into them. Obviously, most of the students are in like just like plain clothing, and I mean like unarmed. Like, none of them carry weapons. They're like normal people walking around without fully geared up kind of thing on the campus.
To be honest, would we have been wearing our gear to go to Zalmos, like out in town?
Kylia just has leather armor and daggers about, so she probably wouldn't take her crossbow, but she would have daggers on her.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna bring my crossbow. I might have a dagger in my ankle. I've got my alchemist supplies just always with me, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if I'd be wearing armor. I'm in leather armor, so it's not too crazy, like light armor.
Okay, that's fine. So you're not clinking and clanking around in this quiet library as you're scoping out tomes, and you're having a librarian aid you. You slip them a few gold as part of this hush money, kind of 25 gold pieces here. And the collegiate library itself is like two large buildings that are connected with kind of a narrow hallway. And like this place is just enormous, right? And there's just rows and rows of tables filled with students. You can easily find a spot to kind of plop down for the day, and the two of you will get in a full work day of research, so you can knock off.
Well, I'm
16...
not paying for her though, so
no, that's fine. It's kind of, the 25 to access for the two of you. You can consider Kylie a free research aid, as you kind of were saying. So again, this is your time. You're using your time in the place of either money or something else, right? So
I always knew I liked Kylia.
But that's kind of part of our bit of a downtime here. So that's kind of flash forward 8 to 10 hours here to the late night here. The boys, you've returned from Lehan's. As you are returning from Lehan, perhaps maybe working till sundown. I don't know how many hours the three of you would want to put in Lehan's.
I think we'd make up for the downfall, or the time that Hellcruck's been taken off recently, and try to catch up a little bit to save face a little bit there. So most of the day.
If they seem willing, Hellcruck's going to be willing to stay for the majority of the hours of sunlight to, like you were saying, make up on the fact that I've been kind of shirking my duties.
That's quite all right, especially with the three of you. Many hands make light work. Are you just going to walk back to the city, or are you going to try to catch like a carriage coming on its way back in?
I'll hire a carriage to get us back sooner.
Okay, so you've done that, and I assume you just want to take it to like the den station right next to the keep kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
As you are entering the city through the nearest gate, the Ashley's access way there, unlike when you first arrived at Lehan's, you didn't see any signs of anybody posted up outside of this gate like you did, a day ago when you visited Lehan, or a day or so ago. But as you are coming back into the city, at nightfall here, you do notice there are three figures kind of posted up in that same spot, just kind of sitting on this fence that lines the pasture land here for the, where the Lehan's horses graze. and they're just sitting there kind of watching as your wagon goes by. I mean, you're in a covered carriage, so unless you're kind of opening the curtains on the little windows and the doors and like sticking your head out thing, it's not necessarily like you were recognized being in this carriage, but you for sure see these people milling about again.
Do they look familiar in any way?
No, none of their faces look familiar to any of you. They're mostly covered up, and they have cloaks kind of thrown over their shoulder, a hood pulled up. So none of their faces look recognizable. And again, no like visible Trinity tattoos on, the bit of exposed flesh that you can see.
And based on how many people we thought we saw last time, does it seem like it's the same number that are here this time around?
It does, yep.
Okay. So it could be the same people, or could be a rotating guard of the same number of people, or whatever.
They always work in threes.
Yeah.
Trinity. Hey, those guys are out there again.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, Rumkey, but I don't know what I can do about it, really, after talking to Lehan.
Did they have any weapons on them? Did you see any?
I didn't notice anything obvious. I mean, they could have a blade kept close to their body or something, but no. Did you?
Nah, I didn't see nothing. Hey, I guess they're just keeping an eye on things for the Trinity, I suppose. I don't think they have anything against Lehan, so I don't think there's anything for us to worry about.
Yeah, why all of a sudden now, this is new.
I don't know.
Gentlemen, if I may posit a theory, I mean, we saw them after getting out of Storm's End, after we know that, they have your names, and given what we've learned from Lehan today, clearly they, as he says, have a vested interest in the carriage services and whatever business they use it to conduct themselves. They're assuredly just looking after one of their assets.
Yeah, that may be. It's unusual that this started all of a sudden. It wasn't something I've ever really noticed before. But we'll just have to keep an eye and see if we figure anything out, I guess. Not causing any trouble so far.
Well, have you made a show of looking for this kind of activity in the past? Perhaps it's something you've gone unnoticed.
I don't think so. I'm not always the most observant person, but I would have noticed this, I think. Been quite a few years that I've been working at the carriage service and coming and going, and there's never a kind of group of folks out there posted up watching, just doing nothing. I think I would notice it. It's unusual.
I certainly agree. Well, then that could mean that they're being quite obvious. Probably for a reason, then. Are they making some display of force, perhaps? Or are they here specifically looking for you, Hellcrook?
I don't know. I hope not, but I think if they're looking for me, I'll find out soon enough. I'm not exactly trying to hide, so it's a matter of time.
Can we take the carriage near where I live, not the keep? Like, is there a main road that goes past where I would go into my house?
So you could absolutely turn off of this landed slipway onto the first parallel connector and instead take the carriage to the North Den station, which is about as close to your old dwelling as the keep is to the South Den station.
My thought is, if we ride by in a carriage and look and see if there's 3 people sitting watching my old place looking for me, would be a good indicator that that's what's happening. So I would want to make sure that the carriage could go down the road in which, my apartment was on, if you know what I mean.
You would have to get out and walk to it.
Hey, if we got time, we could always roll by my old place and see if there's a couple 3 guys standing out looking for me.
That's a really good idea, Rumkey. Maybe once we get a little bit further into town, we can send a message to see what the girls are doing and where they're at, and we may have some time yet.
All right, well, tell your driver.
Do you think we're see if your little sending stone is within range to message. Who's on the other end of yours now? I forget.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. It's one to you and one to Opal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, I'll ask Opal if they're ready and all. Yeah. Hey, you there?
Rumpke, you actually have picked up Hellcrux, and it's sending to Hellcrux.
Hello. Hey, Opal.
And the awful feedback of being
Oh,
in the
I
exact
can hear
same room.
myself. What the hell? Hey, turn that thing off. Turn it off.
Where's the volume on
Talking
this
here.
stinking thing?
Wait a second. Here's the other one. Here, hold on a second. Here. Yeah, all right. Hey, butt up. Hey there.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Just hanging out at the library, you?
Yeah, we just we did some work here at Lehan's, and we're on our way back. Saw a few of those Trinity guys standing out by the gate there. So we're gonna run by my old place and take a look, see if there's some of them guys there checking that out. Yeah, I think they're all looking for us, maybe.
Like your house? Like your...
The old apartment, yeah.
Like Frank's?
Well, yeah, I guess technically it's part Frank's now, but it's along with all the other people who live there.
Okay. And then... Okay, just let us know, I guess.
Yeah, we'll head back. It's getting dark, so maybe we'll meet you back here at the keep and what? I look over at Hellcrux. An hour?
I think that's enough time, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, try to shake your tail, you know?
I don't know what that means. Goodbye!
Like, get rid of the... Or...
It's just... He says bye, and I still send it in case it plays on speaker.
Get
Hey, she's
rid
still
of
talking
the
here.
people following
How do
you.
Opal, you get a
Turn this
number of
off.
shh.
Oh, right. And it's like on...
Yeah, speaker mode is the loudest it can go.
worst person ever. The risk just went up.
Yeah, that's added 10% to your work week risk.
Dang it, he said Trinity real loud.
All right, so, gentlemen, you'll take the carriage to the North End station. Instead, you can depart, and you want to kind of just take a stroll down past Rumpke's old apartment.
Yeah, sort of head down the back alleyways to sort of come out and get a good view of the outside front of where I would go into my place.
Sure. And, crowded as usual in the Denizen, houses about 25% of the city's total populace. So why don't you both give me a perception check?
Be an 8 with my 3, -3.
It's a 5 for Hellcrux.
So amidst the kind of bustling crowds, you don't specifically notice anybody that appears to be keeping a watch on your old apartment, Rumpke, but what you do clearly make out is just charred and burnt wood. Like, just think of a building in a section of like 3 buildings. The middle one is just completely missing now, just timber in where it used to stood, scorch marks up and down the adjacent buildings. It looks like a miracle that they weren't consumed in the fire either. You can see it's kind of like the city guard has clearly made some attempt to like rope off access to the wreckage here, but it is just cinders.
Ah, Frank must have been reading late. Left a candle burning last night.
Oh, Rumpke, that was your place? I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
I think they're trying to burn us out there. Hopefully, Lehan's place doesn't get burned to the ground there. This is number 2, right?
Yeah. This is not good.
Well, I think that it gives us enough information to know that we're not safe.
Yeah, I think we need to be real careful going to and from our new house, because we don't need them finding out that that's where we're living. Big target on our back.
I look around a little bit. Well, let's get out of here before somebody notices me.
Yeah, let's get going.
Okay, we head back to the carriage.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a carriage to the South End station, or you can go on foot through the rest of the Denizen if you want. Yeah.
What's like the time difference? Obviously, I guess a carriage is quicker, right?
Yeah, you like the carriage. I mean, the carriage will go straight down the first parallel connector.
We got some time. I say we told the carriage to move on when we got out, and then we'll just sort of huff our way back to the keep.
The gentlemen arrive at the keep, maybe an hour before the ladies get back from their research. Again, both Kylie and Opal they've knocked out 2 days off of a work week requirement to achieve this research currently for the Mineralis flower. And you're all back reunited. Now it's pushing like 9 at night here. I don't know how much later you want to wait to go out, or if you want to head out now.
I would probably vote for us to wait a while so that, anybody who's staying out a little bit later, basically the fewer people around, the better.
If we're trying to blend, are we trying to blend in? I mean, the more people that are around, the less we'd be noticed, I think.
True.
Hey, up by the Bloody Ball, it's a pretty rough place up there, but, you just keep your head low. Don't make eye contact with people. Might start a fight or something.
Yes, Rumkey is correct. I also had a thought while shoveling some droppings today at Lehan's. I believe, as I know we've all discussed and have agreed, I am city guard no more, but certainly my city guard knowledge can still be put to good use. I think I can easily make a list of all known guard patrols within each district. It will allow us to avoid any, potential run-ins with them doing any covert operations such as tonight. I can certainly, hopefully nothing has changed up. They don't usually do so. Everyone has their beat and they walk it, quite frankly. In addition, I think I shall start to compile a list of guards that I deem trustworthy or potentially trustworthy. And, of course, on the flip side, I have a few names of ones that we for sure need to avoid.
Oh, Happy. You do prove useful.
Yeah, I can't believe you do that for us. What a good idea. Also, anyone have scissors? I'm thinking I need a haircut.
I got a dagger.
You want to shave it? How sharp is it?
It's pretty sharp. Here. I sort of let me grab onto her hair a little bit. I go, I'll cut it for you. And I sort of pull it out and then just sort of take off a big hunk and hand it to her. You want more?
Well, here's the problem. It's pink, so I think I need to shave it down.
All the way? You want it all gone?
Well, I don't know.
All right, well, I sort of take it and scrape it on the back of my arm a little bit and see if it's sharp enough to take off the hairs. If it is good, then I'll go ahead and
If it's not,
sit her down in the
I
chair.
will. The second you botch it, I will realize it and walk away. Because everyone will gasp.
Wait, you want to roll for it?
Kind of actually.
Well, we could roll for how good a job Rumkey does.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Because otherwise, I have to wear a hat. I think for a little bit.
Okay, so you can make me a sleight of hand, or if you think something else would apply more to this scenario.
Sleight of hand is good. I mean, you're at a -3 everything I do. So.
Yeah, Rumkey's he's got a little tiny tremor from, and then he grabs his hand and steadies it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Here we go.
He's like, I swear I'm good.
Going around your ear here, so don't move. I got a 13. Sorry, no, 13. You see, I got an 11 because it's I had a 14 minus 3.
All right, so the rest of the party, as you run, I see Opal's sit down on a little stool. Rumpke's behind her, just hacking away at her hair, trying to get as close to the scalp. So you're using a straight razor kind of shave on, like you would getting rid of beard, is what you're picturing, Elena?
Yeah, but I know it's gonna nick me here and there. I can tell already. But it's the only way to get rid of all the pink. Let's say I have a few roots or something, but
yeah, okay, you gotta get down to the roots. Well, what's your natural hair color?
Pretty dark
You
brown.
never ask a lady that.
Oh.
To be able to dye it pink in real life, it'd have to be a little bit lighter or bleached first. I don't know. Let's just say I have brown hair.
Okay. Well, Kylie and Hellcrock and Happy are just watching Rumkey hack job Opal's beautiful pink hair. Now there's bald spots in some places, just patches sticking up in others. Rumkey's done as good a job as he can. And, seeing some of the stubble and facial hair that Rumpke sports with occasionally, you can kind of understand the job that you were expecting to be done.
Well, Opal, the great thing about hair is it always grows back, so,
That's the thing. It'll grow back a different color.
I don't think it was all that bad, dear. Look, I mean, there's a couple spots here. And
I'm gonna wear a hood for a little bit. It's fine.
Here
Don't take
is
offense.
Hat. You might
Yeah,
want
I think
put
a hat.
that on.
Okay, a hat and a hood, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
you could have did that without cutting your hair off.
Yeah, I also could have went home and just dyed it a different color, but desperate times.
Yeah, okay.
We gotta go
Put my
on
dagger away.
reconnaissance. When are we leaving?
I don't know. What do you think's good? I mean, it'd be good, going when it's a bit darker is definitely going to help our case, but,
But then, like, 3 a.m., there's randomly a group walking around that usually isn't. Like, I don't know.
yeah, that could be almost a little suspicious. You're right.
Hey, what do you think, Happy? What's a good time?
When do the bars get out? Let's just all pretend we're drunk if we get caught.
Well, I mean, when Mr. Rumpke and I were out there last night, it was quite the early morning hours, and there were still plenty of patrons at the Bloody Ball Tavern. I don't know that we'll have any trouble being the only ones on the street in that area of the city.
Okay, so does it really matter?
I think we can get around fine as long as we don't draw any attention to ourselves and stuff. Just walk as a group. Don't make eye contact with anybody, and don't draw any attention.
Some of you use your fists and stuff, but, like, what do we do with our weapons? Are we just leave them at home? What if something goes down?
Oh, I don't suggest that. Mr. Rumpke, your dagger, if you please.
Well, maybe I'll hang on to it, Happy, and then if you need it, of course I'll let you borrow it. Only if trouble happens, right?
Happy dear. Here's one of my spares.
No, I really think that's not the best of ideas there.
Don't say I never did anything for you.
Oh, I appreciate that quite a bit, Station. Thank you so much.
Do you know how to work, like, a beaker? I've got a beaker and a mortar and pestle. Would that be helpful?
Not in a fight.
I mean, that's what I use.
I'm afraid I don't quite have the skills that you do, apparently.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I offer.
I think if we head out approaching midnight, that would be plenty of time for us to find a spot to surveil the drug house and then decide the course of action from there. Yes.
Yeah, show us the routes to the guards and give us the names and stuff there.
Okay. And you can kind of like scratch together some parchment and something to write with, and then you'll start to draw like a kind of loose area of like the quarrelers, mapping out this kind of district. And like obviously very rough. If you were to get like an actual city map, perhaps the routes themselves and the depictions of the routes could be improved and become more accurate. Perhaps something to think of for the next coming days. But yeah, so you can kind of get a sense of where, I don't know, you're going to let Happy basically lead you as well to avoid these patrols?
I think he knows the routes the guards take, and we've both been there recently, so I think we know where to avoid. But for the most part, we'll let Happy sort of give us his best thoughts.
Well, Mr. Rumpke, I mean, the spot that we found ourselves in last night seemed like plenty a vantage point view from where we stood. But like you say, all 5 of us perhaps in one spot, maybe we can position ourselves around the house, perhaps split up. I don't know what the best course of action is here.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to find out what's in the house, so maybe we can sort of scope out the place, and Opal maybe sneaky up there, invisible-like, and see if you can sneak in the window or look in the window.
I'm not super confident in my acrobatics, but, I can try.
Well, okay, I'm as ready as I will be.
We could always use the person who sneaks around the city the most to sneak up to the house.
Right. Which is...
Us.
I mean, I'm up for it, I guess. Oh, you. Okay.
You guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Are you boys feeling okay? Got the shivers, got the shakes, got the sweats? I want to know. I want to log your symptoms.
I'm okay right now, and I look over at Happy. How you doing, buddy?
Are you itching? Are you sweating? Are you shivering?
I feel quite all right currently.
Do you crave stupor?
Well, to be quite frank, yes, every second that passes in any given day.
Is it the only thing you can think about?
Well, not the only thing, but it is a thing.
Okay, guys, realize these two can't be trusted. They're addicts.
Hey, that's not fair there. We're recovering and stuff. We're all right.
We didn't trust them before they were addicts.
Just like I don't trust you. Just kidding. Just.
Okay, let's everybody just get along, all right? We're in this together.
All right. Well, if things start going awry, Happy, you and I are gonna maybe come back to the keep, if you know what I mean. If things get a little rough like last night, I can't have you like stabbing people and stuff.
Well, I mean, I agree. I'm not seeking out to stab anybody, but if we come under fire and it's necessary, I will do what is necessary.
All right. I understand and all, but sometimes your idea necessary and my idea necessary might not be lining up, if you know what I mean.
Not necessarily.
All right, we better get going.
Thanks for listening. You can find a lot of information on our website, incorrigibleparty.com, or from our new World Anvil site, worldanvil.com/w/centa-Leyland Steel. World Anvil is free, but you do need to make an account. Our music is provided by Tabletop Audio, and don't forget Sarastra music. It's been a great addition to things. Oh yeah, and also you can support us at patreon.com/incorrigibleparty, or tell your friends. The more people that know, the more people that'll listen, the better for us. Oh, and give us a 5-star review on wherever you listen to podcasts. That's really helpful. And last but not least, you can join our Discord, which is free and open to everyone. Yeah, everyone. You can get insider info and be the first to find out about new and awesome things. I think that's all. Happy adventuring! Whatever.
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.